First question is, in case your cargo is lost in the middle of the sea, what are your actions? The risk of cargo lost at sea remains a significant challenge for exporters. But my first point is immediate action. First step for a petroleum, oil and gas exporter is to report the incidents to the relevant authorities, include the shipping company, insurance provider, and maritime regulatory bodies. Second, prompt reporting ensures that necessary measures can be taken to locate and recover the lost cargo, if possible. Then, the exporter should notify the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the International Maritime Organization to seek assistance and guidance. Next is insurance claim. Insurance play a vital role in mitigating the financial impact of cargo loss. Exporters should immediately contact their insurance provider to initiate a claim process. The insurance policy typically covers the costs associated with the loss, include the value of the cargo, salvage operation, and any legal liabilities. Next is provide all the necessary documentation such as the bill of lading, cargo manifest, and incident of the reports to facilitate the claim process. The documentation will be necessary to process the claim. Also, they need the required confirmation of the insurance claim to verify the extent of the loss and any potential recoveries. Next is legal and regulatory compliance. The exporter should ensure that all actions taken are in accordance with the International Convention on the Removal of Wrecks and the Convention on Limitation of Liability for Maritime Claims. These conventions provide a framework for liability and compensation to ensure that ship owners are held accountable for the cost of locating, marking, and removing the hazardous wrecks. Last are environmental considerations. The potential for spill can lead to devastating consequences for marine ecosystem, necessitating immediate and effective response measure. First, exporters must collaborate closely with the environmental agencies to assess the potential impact of such incident on local wildlife and habitats. This collaboration may involve deploying specialized oil spill response team equipped to contain the cleanup spill swiftly. Furthermore, when dealing with the lost cargo that includes crude oil or other hazardous materials, exporters are legally obligated to adhere the stringent environmental regulations. Malaysia, as a signatory to international conventions such as MAPOL. For second question is, in case your document is not completed and your goods are held on by customs, what should you do? When goods are held by customs due to incomplete documentation, exporters must act quickly to resolve the issue. Then find out which documents are missing and inaccurate. Then they should first examine the customs notice. The first step is to contact the custom to understand which documents are missing or incomplete. Typically, there are required documents include the custom declaration form K2. Next, exporters should get in touch with the Royal Malaysian Customs Department, or known as RMCD, to learn more about the whole detail and to follow their instructions on what needs to be done in order to release the goods. When the error is identified, exporters must promptly provide the missing or repaired papers. In more complex circumstances, using a registered custom broker can speed up the procedure and ensure regulatory compliance. Next is make sure that all the payments related to import duties, taxes, and fees are made to facilitate the release of goods. Due to the high value and environmental impact of petroleum products, exporters in Malaysia are required to make sure that the proper classification is applied and that any applicable taxes are paid. The process of the paying duties and taxes begins when the goods are declared to customs. Implementing a checklist system will help ensure that all the essential documents are complete before the submission. Companies that maintain strict documentation standards can reduce the chance of product being held up at customs and ensure a smoother international transactions.
Hi, my name is Anira Fazira Betty Rosalind Seni. So I will present to you about question 4. It is in Malaysia, if you wish to transnationally export petroleum, oil and gas, in what part of the Custom Act of 1967? So in the part of the Custom Act of 1967 is section 135 of the Custom Act 1967. So, which regulates smuggling offences and penalties associated with the unlawful export or import of products. It is main law that applies to attempts to smuggle petroleum, oil and gas out of Malaysia. So this section is extensive and contains a number of clauses pertaining to the illegal export of restricted goods such as petroleum. So here's a truth explanation. So for the section 1351, offences related to smuggling is smuggling petroleum and other items out of Malaysia without the required custom declared or approval is expressly forbidden by this clause. It covers situations in which products are exported without informing custom, when fictitious paperwork is used, or when tariffs are avoided through dishonest means, since petroleum and oil and gas are frequently categorized as controlled or limited for export under Malaysian law. So, exporting them without following the correct processes is a clear violation of this clause. So, for the second point is section 1351D, dealing in smuggled goods. So, the offence of knowingly trading in things that are subject to seizure is further highlighted in this clause. When it comes to petroleum smuggling, it refers to people or organizations that transport, store or export petroleum products that they are aware are illegal or unreported. So this clause emphasizes the responsibility of both individuals who directly smuggle the product and those who assist in the operation. So for the third point is section 135. It is penalties. The penalties for smuggling petroleum product are severe and designed to deter such activities. If convicted, offenders face a fine of up to 10 times the value of the duty evaded or the goods value, whichever is higher. So additionally, they can be sentenced to imprisonment for up to 5 years or both. For repeat offender or cases involving significant quantities of petroleum, the penalties may be further enhanced. So for the last point is section 10. It is prohibition or restriction on export. So the export of certain goods such as petroleum and things related to it may be restricted to or outright banned by the Malaysian government under this clause. Basically, any attempt to smuggle such prohibited or restricted goods is considered as serious offence under the Custom Act. This is the illegal export of petroleum is a crime with serious national repercussion since it is frequently categorized as a strategic or restricted product. So for the conclusion is Malaysian smuggling charge involving petroleum, oil and gas are effectively addressed by the Custom Act 1967. These clauses penalise unauthorized export attempts in an effort to safeguard the nation's strategic and economic interests. So offenders run the prospect of being imprisoned, of having their vehicles seized and having their belongings seized in addition to facing financial penalties. So this is strict enforcement emphasize how crucial it is to follow export laws, especially for restrict goods like petroleum. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, hi. My name is Najiha Soleha binti Ismail. Today I'm gonna present to you the next question, which is question 3. So the question states, in Malaysia, in case your agent has declared a wrong quantity and values in oil and gas department, so what actions can be taken by the custom authority? So here's the action that can be taken by the Malaysian Custom Authority for the misdeclared oil and gas quantities or values. The first one is they have to use their customs authority, which is the Royal Malaysian Customs Department (RMCD). They have to regulate the oil and gas industry compliance to the safety, taxes, and trade. So the next one is the importance in accurate declaration. Errors in quantity or value can result in significant financial, operational, and legal consequences. So the next one is the consequences for the misdeclaration. The first one is for the accidental error, for the administrative penalty, which is the percentage of the tax deficiency. So the second one is for the intentional misrepresentation, which is they can be punished by the severe penalty under the Custom Act 1967. So the punishment is like they have to pay fines up to 20 times for the misreport value, and they can be imprisoned for fraud. So the next one is product seizure, especially for the restricted or prohibited items. The last one is suspension or revocation for their license, especially for warehouse or facilities or agent involved in the misdeclaration. So we move to the next slide, which is the long-term impact and prevention. What to do to prevent this thing from happening? So for the long-term repercussion or consequences or impact, the first one is blacklisting. So blacklisting leads to the increased audit or inspection and operational disruptions. So the second one is reputation damage. Reputation damage for especially for agent or business, which can lead to reduced trust. The next one is for the regulatory oversight. So for example, Petronas under the Petroleum Development Act 1975, the company enforce oil and gas sector regulation. For Ministry of Finance, they have to manage specific exemption and duties. The next one is penalties for serious violation. So the penalties for the serious violation under the Custom Act Section 133, they have to be fined or they have to be in the prison in jail for 5 years or both. So for the mitigation or prevention, the proactive compliance is very important. Ensuring proper submission or self-report can reduce penalty and demonstrate good faith. So I think that's all from my part. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nurul Nabila Husna binti Muhammad Yahya and I am from group number 9. And today my presentation will focus on questions number 5, which is challenges faced in export operations, particularly in the context of customs and regulatory compliance. And I will provide suggestions and how to overcome these challenges effectively. So, okay, let's begin with the first challenge, cargo loss at sea. This situation can be a nightmare for exporters. Not only does it lead to significant financial losses, but it also raises legal issues and environmental concerns. The uncertainty surrounding the recovery of lost cargo can be daunting. To address this challenge, I recommend investing in comprehensive marine cargo insurance, so the insurance can help to mitigate financial losses in the event of an incident. It's crucial to report any loss immediately to the shipping company and your insurance provider so that quick action can facilitate recovery efforts and ensure compliance with legal obligation. Additionally, having an emergency response plan is essential. This plan should include procedure for potential spills, especially when dealing with hazardous materials. Collaborating with environmental agency can enhance the effectiveness of your response and minimize ecological damage. Okay, so next we have the challenge of incomplete documentation held by customs. This issue can lead to frustrating delays and financial losses, disrupting the entire supply chain. To overcome this challenge, it is vital to review all the required documents before shipping. So this includes like the custom declaration forms and commercial invoices. A thorough review can prevent complications down the line. Engaging a custom broker can also significantly aid in navigating the complexity of custom regulations and ensuring that all documentation is accurate. Moreover, maintaining open communications with custom officials is crucial because addressing issue promptly can lead to quicker resolutions and minimize the impact on your operations. So that is point number 2. We proceed to the next. Third challenge involves incorrect declaration in the oil and gas sector. Misdeclaring quantities or values can result in severe penalties and even confiscation of goods. Given the heightened of scrutiny in this industry, accuracy is essential. To mitigate this risk, I suggest providing regular training on custom regulations and documentation practices on your staff. This because it's to ensuring that everyone understands the importance of accurate declaration is critical. So implementing regular audits can help identify mistakes before they escalate into significant problems. Lastly, additionally, consulting with legal experts can provide clarity and access in navigating any raising issues related to compliance. So finally, let's discuss the challenge of transnational export regulations. Exporting goods across border involves navigating a complex web of regulations, which can be overwhelming and lead to the compliance issues. To address this challenge, it is essential to stay informed about international trade law, particularly those related to petroleum and gas export. It is essential to stay informed and understanding about the Customs Act of 1967, crucial the compliance. With engaging with trade association, it also can provide valuable resources and insight into compliance requirements, so that this organization often offer training and updates on regulatory changes. Establishing a robust compliance program that includes regular training for team members can ensure alignment with local and international laws. The final part is the conclusion, which is all the 5 points that I discussed just now. By recognizing the challenges and implementing the suggested strategies, exporters can enhance their operation, minimize risks, and ensure compliance with legal requirements. So thank you for your attention, and I am happy to be presenting today. That's all from group number 9. Bye-bye.